Exploring the world of weather. It was a quiet morning in the forest. Little Bear sat outside his den, staring up at the sky. He noticed that the bright sun from earlier had disappeared behind some fluffy gray clouds. Little Bear, curious. Where did the sun go? And why are the clouds all gray now? Is the sky playing hide and seek? Just as he wondered aloud, a familiar sparkle filled the air, and Fairy Lily appeared, her golden hair shimmering in the soft light. She fluttered gently beside Little Bear, her wings sparkling like a rainbow. Fairy Lily, smiling. "Hello, Little Bear. You look like you're thinking very hard. What's on your mind?" Little Bear scratched his head. Little Bear, thinking. "I was wondering, why is the weather always changing? One minute it's sunny, and now the clouds look like they're about to cry." Fairy Lily giggled, twirling her wand playfully. "That's a great question. The weather changes because the sky has its own way of keeping things interesting. Want to explore the world of weather with me?" Little Bear's eyes sparkled with excitement. Little Bear, bouncing. Yes, let's go. I want to see how the sky works." With a wave of her wand, Fairy Lily created a glowing bubble around Little Bear, and together they floated up into the sky. They landed gently in a bright, sunny meadow filled with colorful flowers swaying in the breeze. The sun shone warmly, and the air smelled like fresh grass. Little Bear, grinning. "Ah, it's so warm here. I feel like I'm getting a big hug from the sun." Fairy Lily smiled as she hovered beside him. "That's because the sun gives us warmth and light. It helps plants grow, keeps us warm, and makes everything bright and cheerful." Little Bear stretched out his arms and turned in a circle, enjoying the sunshine. Little Bear, laughing. "I love the sun. It makes me feel happy." Just then, a playful butterfly fluttered by, and Little Bear chased after it, giggling. After a few minutes, Fairy Lily waved her wand, and they floated to a nearby hill where the wind was blowing gently. Little Bear's fur ruffled as the breeze tickled his ears. Little Bear, giggling. "Hey, the wind is trying to play with me." Suddenly the wind picked up, and leaves started swirling around them. Fairy Lily laughed as she floated beside Little Bear. "The wind can be very playful. It helps move clouds across the sky, carries seeds to new places, and cools us down on hot days." Little Bear opened his arms wide and let the wind push him gently. Little Bear, pretending. "Look, I'm flying like a bird." As they laughed, a gust of wind carried a hat from a nearby scarecrow, and Little Bear ran after it, trying to catch it. Little Bear, shouting, "Come back, silly hat." Fairy Lily twirled her wand again, and they floated to a forest where gentle raindrops began to fall. The air smelled fresh, and the leaves glistened with water. Little Bear, wide-eyed. "Wow, it's raining, but it feels so nice." Fairy Lily, nodding. "Rain helps plants grow and fills rivers and lakes with water. Without rain, nothing would grow, and we wouldn't have fresh water to drink." Little Bear stretched out his paws, catching raindrops and giggling. Little Bear, giggling. "The sky really is crying happy tears." Just then, they heard a soft ribbit, and a frog hopped by, splashing in a puddle. Little Bear couldn't resist joining in and started jumping in puddles too, splashing water everywhere. Fairy Lily, laughing. "Careful, Little Bear. You might turn into a frog with all that splashing." Little Bear, grinning. "I wouldn't mind. Frogs have so much fun." With another wave of her wand, Fairy Lily took them to a snowy mountain. Snowflakes gently fell around them, and everything was covered in a sparkling white blanket. Little Bear, shivering slightly. "Brr, it's cold, but it's so pretty." Fairy Lily waved her wand, and a cozy scarf appeared around Little Bear's neck. Snow happens when it's really cold. It makes everything look magical, and it's a lot of fun to play in. Little Bear looked around and noticed a group of penguins waddling nearby. Little Bear, excited, "Look at those funny birds. They're walking like me." Fairy Lily, smiling, "Those are penguins. They love the cold and slide on their bellies for fun." Little Bear ran over to the penguins and tried sliding on his belly too. Little Bear, laughing, "Wee, this is so much fun." After playing in the snow, Fairy Lily waved her wand one last time, and they floated gently back to the forest. The sun was shining again, and Little Bear smiled as he held his cozy scarf. Little Bear, happily, "That was the best adventure ever. I learned so much about the weather." Fairy Lily hovered beside him, her wings sparkling softly. Fairy Lily, "Remember, Little Bear, every kind of weather has its own magic. Whether it's sunny, windy, rainy, or snowy, it helps make the world beautiful." Little Bear nodded excitedly. Little Bear, grinning, "I can't wait to tell my friends about everything. Thank you, Fairy Lily." Fairy Lily, waving, "Anytime, Little Bear. And remember, there's always more to explore." With a final twirl of her wand, Fairy Lily disappeared in a sparkle of light, leaving Little Bear ready for his next big adventure. Remember to subscribe to join Little Bear and Fairy Lily on more magical adventures. There's a whole world to explore.
Now, Max and Fairy Lily have some fun questions for you. Let's see if you can answer them.